Hello everybody and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Today we have American Airlines 1779 with service to Denver International from O'Hare. Today our airtime is going to be 2 hours 11 minutes with a total block time of 2 hours and 39 minutes. We're going to be climbing all the way up to 38,000 feet today. We got 155 passengers, so we're pretty much almost full here on our flight today. I pretty much have us in a ready to go state. The only thing I need to do is get our calculated V speeds inserted into the CDU, and that is pretty much all. The flight attendants should be getting ready to start their briefings or whatnot pretty soon here, so let's hop in a cockpit and finish setting up for our flight. Alright, so like I said, the only thing I need to do is get these V speeds inserted and we'll be pretty much good to go. I'm not sure what is going on with boarding at this time, but I'm going to get this door closed. And we can get the predicted wind shear on. TCAS can go on, and TARA, we're going to save that for later. Let's get that door closed there. And let's go to perf and go over to the calculator. So we're 148, 148, and 149. So we're going to insert that all the way down. We are going to be flaps 1 on departure today. And I may go flex temperature, or I may go full takeoff. I'm not sure. Yeah, we're gonna flex on out of here. Sorry, something was coming through there on the phone, but there it is. So all of our V speeds and perf information is ready to go, and we are pretty much ready to go, guys. So I'm gonna check on the flight attendants and see what's going on with that.
Welcome aboard American Airlines. Please place your carry-on items in an overhead compartment or under the seat in front of you. Small lightweight items may be placed in the seat pocket. If you need assistance, please let us know.
Alright, so it looks like the flight attendants are ready to go. We can now go beacon on. Let's get some lights on up here because I think we are going to need it. Nav light on. Beacon can now come on. Strobe, we're going to turn that on. Taxi light, we're going to save that for later. I am looking for the dome light. Which it should be up here, and I just don't see it. Here it is. That's overhead integrity lighting. I need a little bit more light here. That's fine. We're good. So let's get the pushback here. I'm going to get us pushed back to where I want us, and we'll go ahead and complete the engine start sequence. So I'll see you guys after pushback. Alright, so we are back. We had some technical difficulties there. I forgot to set the APU, and you guys know what happens when you do that. So I had to get a GPU card out here. So embarrassing. But either way, we are ready to go for engine start. So the only thing I need to do is confirm all fuel pumps are on, APU bleed is on, and we're going to go engine mode master to start, and we'll get these engines started. So enjoy the start sequence, guys.
Welcome aboard American Airlines Flight 20. We ask that you please direct your attention to the monitors located throughout the cabin for a brief safety message about aircraft. Your attention, please.
Welcome to your American Airlines flight.
On its way to one of more than 350 destinations.
In countries across the globe.
Made possible by our more than 130,000 dedicated team members. let's go over some in-flight instructions so that we can get you safely on your way. To buckle your seatbelt, insert the metal end into the buckle and pull the strap to tighten. To open, lift the top of the buckle. If you're seated in the premium cabin and your seat is also equipped with a shoulder belt, fasten the belt by attaching it to the buckle until you hear a click. If you're seated in the premium cabin and your seat is equipped with a push button, insert the metal end into the buckle and pull the strap to tighten. Then, fasten your shoulder belt by attaching it to the buckle until you hear a click. To open, simply press on the button. The shoulder belt must be worn during taxi, takeoff, and landing. And remember, please switch it to airplane mode now. If your electronic device falls into your seat, please do not adjust your seat and contact a crew member for assistance. U.S. law prohibits smoking, including e-cigarettes, at any time. Tampering with, disabling, or destroying smoke detectors in the lavatories may result in a fine. U.S. law requires all to comply with lighted and posted signs and crew member instructions. Now let's review the safety card in your seat pocket, which explains the safety features of this airplane, including the location and operation of exits and flotation devices. This aircraft is designed with escape path lighting on or near the floor. In the unlikely event of an evacuation, leave all carry-ons behind and follow the lights quickly and safely to the nearest exit. A sign will indicate you have reached your exit. All exits on this airplane are clearly marked. Take a moment to locate the nearest one. Keep in mind, it may be behind you. All door exits have evacuation slides to use in the unlikely event of an emergency. In a water evacuation, slides may be used as life rafts. You'll find the exact location on your safety card. When directed to exit, jump onto the slide and move away from the airplane. If the cabin loses pressure, oxygen masks will drop automatically. While remaining seated with your seatbelt fastened, pull down on the mask or the red streamer to start the flow of oxygen. Place the mask over your nose and mouth and put the elastic band over your head. Then pull the straps to tighten and breathe normally. Remember to always put your own mask on first before helping.
Alright, so we have 2 good engine starts there. We're gonna just reconfigure everything that I had there. The altimeter is now set again. We're gonna go max on the auto brake. We are going to go arm on the spoilers. I do have flaps where I need it. Arm on the spoilers. Notify the cabin. And we are now going to go wing taxi light on. APU can now come off. And that is pretty much it. And test the takeoff config. Takeoff config is normal. And we're going to taxi all the way to 28 center. So I'm going to release the parking brake. And spool them up a little bit. And I'm just going to make sure I don't know, I'm not using an actual rudder system here, so when my tiller and rudder is the same, so I have to configure the settings every once in a while. Yeah, see, it's like doing the opposite of what I wanted to do there. Something does feel different though. It does seem like I can make tighter turns. Because before I reset everything, it was just horrible. Yeah, see, like that. I'm gonna have to brake, and we're gonna have to turn that off. And see if that does anything. I'm gonna get a little power in the turn there. Yep, there you go. That's much better. Now I can actually make strong turns there. Yeah, it's bugged out. I gotta get something there. Don't know what it is that I need there, but I need something there. Because that... I don't like that. So yeah, I am ignoring the taxi lines there, so don't fight me on that. Yeah, if I do a strong left turn, it like, I don't know. Either way, we're going to be taxiing all the way to 28 Center. Alright guys, we are holding here on, we're just short of 28 Center here. Now we can go TARA on. And I have the SID open here. We're going to be initially climbing to 5,000 feet. V1 148, VR 148, V2 149. Flaps 1 set, and we are ready to go for departure. So I'm going to turn. Never mind. We're going to spool them up a little bit here. We're going to get all of our lights on here. Just going to hold it there, and we're going to get all of our associated lights on. Nose light can go to taxi, wing light on, strobe on, and runway turn off lights on. So we are now good for takeoff here. So I'm going to turn separate tiller on. I need to do one more thing here. We're going to set the parking brake, and I'm going to activate flight recorder, and then we're going to be good to go, guys. Alright, so we are good for takeoff here. I'm going to remember V1 148. I do have everything ready to go. We're going to release the parking brake, and we're going to spool our engines up to 40 and let it stabilize, and then we're going to go to flex temperature. So we are flex. Here's V1. And rotate. Good climb, gear up. We're going to do a thrust reduction at about 2160. And we're climbing out of O'Hare. Everything looks good here. We're going to be coming up on our clean speed, so we're just going to wait till we get there. There's our thrust reduction. We're gonna go flaps up. And we're gonna disengage the spoiler there. And we're gonna go autopilot on. And we're just gonna continue climbing out of O'Hare. Alright, so if we have a look at our flight plan here, I'm going to increase us all the way to 21,000 feet. And we're just going to continue climbing on out. Once we reach 10,000 feet, we are going to get all of the associated lights off, and we'll just continue climbing. At 18,000, we're going to switch the pressure over to standard. Alright, we just passed through 10,000 feet there. I have everything turned off, and the flight attendants are good to go.
And we do thank you for your attention. Once we have reached a safe and comfortable cruising altitude, your flight attendants will be to up the cabin to offer you beverages of your choice, followed by our international flagship meal service. During the course of our flight, snacks and beverages will be available. If at any given point you wish to sleep undisturbed, we do ask that you kindly display all fastened seatbelts on the outside of all garments or blankets, so as your crew does do frequent safety checks. And failure to see your seatbelt will result in having to awaken you for compliance. We thank you in advance for your cooperation.
Alright, as we are coming up on 20,000 feet, I'm going to increase us all the way up to 260. And we're just going to continue climbing. We are slowly approaching 18,000 feet, so once we hit 18,000, we're going to go standard. So there's 18,000, and we are now in standard pressure. Alright guys, we are slowly coming up on 260. Next I'm going to bring us up to 320. And we're just slowly approaching our top of climb. Alright, so as we are coming up on 320, I'm going to increase us to our final cruising altitude of 38,000 feet. So as we climb up, we are going to be slowing down. You can see our ceiling starting to come in there. So as we increase altitude, we should be slowing down here. Alright guys, we have finally leveled off at 38,000 feet. We're going to be cruising all the way to Colorado from here. Should be a couple hours into our top of descent, but we're just going to be chilling here. So I'll see you guys at top of descent. Alright guys, we are still here chilling at 38,000 feet. I am going to use this time to brief our approach and get our destination data inserted into the CDU. So when it comes to Denver Airport, we are expecting ILS 34 right. So let's insert all of the necessary information for 34 right. So we're going to go to Perf, and we're going to go all the way over to the approach phase. Denver's QNH is going to be 29.89. The outside temperature in Denver is going to be 24 Celsius. Winds are 0 at 0. And transition altitude is 18,000 feet. Our visual approach speed is going to be 130, and our minimas are going to be 5,554 on a minima. So we're going to plug that into Baro, and at that point we'll get the minimums, and then we'll continue if we can continue, and that'll be that. So we just need to go in radio navigation and insert the ILS frequency, which is going to be 111.1. And our course is going to be 353. And that'll do it. So all the ILS information is good to go. Alright guys, so we are here still at 38,000 feet. We are slowly approaching our top of descent here. We are a little bit over, I'll say, that should be no more than 120. So we're a little bit a little bit more than 100 nautical miles away from our top of descent. So pretty soon I am going to be starting our initial descent, but I might start descending here a little bit early. That'll depends, because the CDU is detecting a too steep path ahead, but we're probably just going to be using speed brake all the way down, so I'm not sure, but I'll determine that when we get there. We also had some updated weather for Denver Airport, so I did update the CDU with the new weather now. I am going to plug 220. I'm going to set that, but I'm not going to select it just yet. But we have it pre-selected. Alright guys, as we are coming up on our last waypoint here for the cruise, I am going to be starting our initial descent into Denver. So we're going to go seatbelt signs on, and we're going to command 22,000 feet. Nope. So we got 22,000 feet set. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna use speed brake on the way down. We're not gonna use vertical speed right now.
To prepare for landing, please close your tray table and put away carry-on items. Place your seat in the original upright position. We will now collect any items you wish to discard. Please put away larger electronic devices, including laptop computers.
Flight attendants, please prepare for landing.
For smaller handheld devices in your hand or seat pocket. Devices must remain in airplane mode until after we land. We will be landing soon.
Alright, I realized that may be a little bit too early there, so I took us down to 30,000, and then we're just going to stay there until further notice. Alright, as we are less than 100 or less than 90 nautical miles away from our top of descent, according to my calculation over here, I am going to fully set us down to flight level 220, and we're just going to continue descending into Denver. And at this point, I do want to get some vertical speed in here. So we are 456 across the ground. I need, give me 2200 on the vertical speed. So we're going to use some vertical speed there, and we're just going to continue descending. Alright guys, so we are chilling at 19,000 feet. We are coming up on a couple restrictions here as we are passing through the log 4, which is our star. We need to be at 280, and then we're going to start climbing down to 25,000, and they want us to be plus 15,000 but no more than 19,000, so I'm going to set us at 15,000 feet at this time, or shortly after we pass Lawler, because we have to maintain this 19,000 here. And I am going to deploy a little speed brake here, just so we can start slowing down a little bit. Because our CDU is detecting a steep path, so we're just going to use a speed brake as needed. Alright, as we are coming up on our waypoint here, I'm going to bring us down to 15,000. And I'm going to bring the spoiler back in. We are still a little bit too fast there, but auto throttle should be slowing us down here. And as we are passing through 18,000 feet, we are going to go selected air pressure, and we're going to go 2985. So we got 2985 set, and we're going to be climbing down to 15,000. Alright, as we are coming up on our next restriction here, we're going to go down to 13,000. And we are still going to maintain 250 knots until further notice. We're going to be approaching 10,000 here shortly, and then we'll get our lights on. But we are looking good on the profile, in my opinion. Alright, so we're still looking good here. The field is just over there to the left, but we're going to have to vector ourselves all the way around to 3-4 right. So we're probably going to start slowing down again here. Let's look at the flight plan. I am going to take us down to 11,000 now. And I'm going to keep doing this until I there we go. There's 11,000. I believe we are fine on the speed profile. They're gonna want us at hold on. Yeah, they're gonna want us at 210. So I'm probably gonna introduce a little more speed brake here, and we're just gonna slow it down. All right, guys. I decreased us to 9,000. We are pretty much wrapping around here for the runway here, and we are decelerating, which is good. And at this point, I think I'm going to go flaps 1. Yeah, we're gonna go flaps 1. And I got all of our lights on, so we're good to go there. Look at the flight plan here. It's still detecting that too steep path. I'm gonna turn on ILS and localizer, and I'm gonna take us down to I'm gonna take us down to 7,000, and that is gonna be our glide slope interception, and then I'll turn on the approach. We're gonna go flaps 2. We are gonna be making our turn here, and then I'm now going to arm the approach, and that's it. I'm gonna let the Airbus do it here until we are no more than, I'd say, what, 1,000 feet above the runway, 1,500 feet. Yeah, we are looking good. Let's see how many nautical miles away we are from. The distance from Denver is 10. Once we get to about 6, we're gonna go gear down, and we're gonna get our final setting of flaps. But we're doing our lineup right now. Wow, that is beautiful. What a smart ass computer.
2,500.
2,500 call out. So yeah, we're chilling. We're looking good. So yep, now that the approach mode has been activated, the autopilot is just going to continue descending us down. We have the glide slope capture and the localizer captured. This looks beautiful. Gear down. We're going to ding the back. We're going to arm our spoilers. And as we're coming down here, we're going to go flaps full. Alright guys, we're going to be coming up on our minimas here, and we're going to continue. Everything looks good.
100 above.
100 above minimas.
Minimum.
Continue. I'm going to place my hands on the auto throttle there, auto throttle disconnect, and we're
50,
just going to bring it in.
40, 30, 20, 10, 5.
We're going to go reversers. And we are down, guys. Woohoo! That was beautiful. We got decel, reverse green. There's 80 knots. And we can stow them. And we're going to go manual braking. And we're going to taxi all the way to the gate. Alright guys, so now we're going to start cleaning up. We're going to start the APU. And we can go spoilers back in, and we're gonna start retracting the flaps.
For your comfort and safety, please remain seated and keep your seatbelt fastened until the captain turns off the seatbelt sign. Please leave all carry-on items stowed and keep the aisles clear until the seatbelt sign has been turned off. Before leaving, please be sure you have all your belongings. Be careful when opening the overhead bins, because baggage may have moved and could fall out. American Airlines and our One World Alliance.
Alright, so we are here at the gate. Parking brake set. We're going to request our jetway to be connected to us. Ground services. Oh no, we have our little thing here. Let's get the jet bridge connected. And the jet bridge is going to be connecting to the tug, or connecting to the plane, and we can get shut down here. Alright, so I got everything off there. The lights, seatbelt signs are off. All the passengers are now deboarding here for the most part. Yep, so they're going to be deboarding, and that's going to be it for our flight. So I'll catch you guys on the next one. Take care.